Hello, podcast fans. Adam Carolla here. I'm leading the fight against patent trolls who are threatening this medium. It's not about me. It's about the podcast you're listening to right now. If I go down, this show could be next. So visit fundanything.com/patent troll for more information on how you can keep podcasting alive. Thank you and mahalo.
You are now listening to the Jay Porks Experience. Listen free on iTunes or at theandydareshow.com. Now, here's Jay!
Yo, what is the word, people? Welcome to another action-packed edition of the Jay Porks Experience. I'm Jay Porks. With me, as always, on the other side of the glass, making sure this is a well-oiled podcast machine every week, is nobody. We've got a news week that was slower than I used to run 110 pounds ago. But we'll get to that shortly. First, I'm going to get to the list of websites you need to go to help you be in business. First of all, the site that's like Brooklyn, because it's where I was born and bred. And that is concertconfessions.com. That's for all your live music, news and reviews, for fans, by fans. New content going up weekly there. We got Ghosts at the Fonda Theater in Los Angeles on the 27th. April 27th, obviously. And Danny Brown stops in Columbia, Missouri? At the Blue Note. Yeah, it's got to be Missouri. I think it's Missouri. If not, somebody will correct me. St. Louis, Missouri? Yeah. Why is it M.O.? I was never good at geography. Alright, so you're going to go there. You're going to read these reviews by our all-star journalist team. And then what you're going to do is you're going to look around the page. You're going to say, where are those ads I'm looking for? And then you're going to see it at the bottom right there on the side. And you say, oh, that's the Amazon ad that Jay wants me to click and go buy stuff because I'm going to buy stuff anyway? Yes. This is exactly what I want you to do. And you will be doing that. Because you're going to buy stuff anyway. Help us out over at concertconfessions.com. Also, theandydareshow.com. Don't forget theandydareshow.com. That's where all your podcast needs, whether it's the fun-loving Jay Porks Experience, the laid-back Tyler Kale Experience, or the flagship show, The Andy Deer Show, or if it's Smooth Operators with Tyler and Andy, or if somebody else decides to have a show on this network, I will support them too. Because that's how I roll. Also, ChristinaRocks.com, hang the DJ. She hosts the Time Warp, 89xradio.com on the weekends. Damn, this week went fast because I missed her again. Christina, I apologize for missing your show. I miss it all the time. PJ Harvey Down by the Water in the first hour. I like that. I like the back-to-back Beastie Boys with Pass the Mic and Sabotage in the 9 o'clock hour. Pixies Gigantic got played because, because who doesn't like singing about a big black phallus? I'm down with God Save the Queen in the 10 o'clock hour. Dandy Warhols are in the 10 o'clock hour. We got them on Concert Confessions. Reverend Justito covering them. Patti Smith because tonight. Way better than the Bruce version I hear over the speakers at certain restaurants that I may or may not work at. Breeders, Cannonball. Nice little mix going on here. I don't see any meat puppets, but that's probably because I haven't listened. That's my fault. And I'm sorry about that. So she's got Old School Alternative Sunday morning, 8 to 12. Plus she has some news. And she's always reporting on it, and you can check it out. ChristinaRocks.com, that's no H. And 89xradio.com every Sunday, 8 to 12, a division of Phil Media. And finally, not finally, but and anyquiet.com is your source for quality. And I do mean quality. Because it's all about quality, not quantity. Well, that's what I've been told. some of the headlines, which are powered by Any Quiet. I love doing that. We got Kasabian. British space rockers Kasabian have announced that they're releasing a new album called 4813, and you could stream the first single over at Any Quiet right now. The album is called 4813 because that's the length of the album. So we are getting extremely creative with album names here. Instead of naming it Bunny Rabbit or something, let's just name it the runtime of the fucking album. Also, we've got a review of the Pixies. The Pixies make a middling case for post-reunion albums on Indie City. Couldn't agree more. I told you a couple weeks ago that this album was, it was okay. I've got a lot of the songs on my iPod now. And if you're like walking and you got this blaring in your headphones, you don't change the song. It's not like, oh, this is so bad. But come on, guys. Don't release two EPs and then say you're releasing an album and only release an additional EP with the other two EPs. This thing is way too long. I was gonna sit here and skim some of this. This is why I'm gonna link you up to this, and this is gonna show you why I don't write album reviews. I don't write album reviews because A, I'm not smart enough, and B, this is a lot of writing. But let me read a little piece here from. So, to get one thing out of the way early, no, Indie City doesn't live up to the band's classic records. The music made by the Pixies in the late 80s was vital, pure, and simple, like nothing else at the moment. This new record sounds anything but. It simply exists, a collection of functional songs, verses and choruses strung together by some unusual songwriting choices here and there. With most post-reunion albums, one compliment that can easily be attributed is that it sounds like the band, whereas the original essence is captured and repackaged in a new, perhaps slightly inferior product, but one that fans still can enjoy. In this case, half of the music on Indie City doesn't even sound like the Pixies, and when it does, it's not quite earth-shattering either. Boom. I read something without pre-reading it, and I didn't fuck it up either. Yes. Yes, and yes to this. Nothing. The times I find myself looking at my iPhone to see what song is playing, and I notice that it's a song from Indie City, I say, oh, that's pretty good. I don't say, wow, this shit is epic. I don't ever, and I at the same time, I don't say, wow, this shit sucks. So, I guess they've accomplished something. What are they on their fourth fucking bass player in the last 4 months or something? I think it was the Natural Stoner was asking if he should go to see the Pixies. Yeah, Pixies are a fun show. You should go see them. Even though you may listen to your favorite podcast, the Jay Porks Experience, and your favorite podcast host, Mr. Jay Porks, is making fun of the Pixies for the last couple of weeks. I'd see them if it was affordable and I had an available day, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Continue rolling through the headlines, powered by Any Quiet. Mastodon reveal everything about Once More Around the Sun, their upcoming album. So, Mastodon have released the track list, the album art, which is pretty psychedelic looking. Once More Around the Sun. Keeping with their psychedelic ways, the cover features a creature of endless features and colors, like those seen in places far and away from ordinary day-to-day consciousness, probably making a statement for the band included therein. And to keep up with the psychedelic flavor, check out the audio visualizer for the first single. Oh, I get it. Audio visualizer. It's like music video, but it's just things. And there's a track list here. and the album is due out June 14th. So, new Mastodon record coming out June 24th. June 24th, you can get yourself some brand new Mastodon, and you will love the fuck out of it. I'm going to skip the Black Keys' new Bullet in the Brain jam because you'll see why later. And the Black Keys have a new video called Fever. This is, oh shit, Black Keys news all week here. And Cross's latest video, telepathy. Jesus Christ. Did you go to school, Jay? Did you go to school at all? Telepathy. And I would watch it because they're probably going to take it down. I don't know why it says hurry before it's gone. We got a concert review. Against Me bring transgender dysphoria blues to Poughkeepsie. Oh shit, New York lovin'? The Chance Theater in Poughkeepsie. Poughkeepsie's where that drug rehab was that I stayed. Well, not where it was, but I knew I was close when I passed Poughkeepsie. Shit, we got anti-quiet authors in New York besides me? Fucking let's burn, what the fuck? Why aren't we hanging out? I'm the most antisocial piece of shit in the world, I gotta tell you. All I do is tell people, let's hang out. And then when they want to hang out with me, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go in my room and stare at a wall and think about all the things that can go wrong. But that's just me. So you can check out Against Me. Zachary's got that. And you can stream the new Black Keys album, Black Keys Turn Blue, courtesy of iTunes. For all the shit they fuck up on your computer and on your iPhone and on your iPod, they do pretty well with the streaming thing. Pretty well. We're going to get to the week in musical guests in 1 second. As you know, it's Tuesday, and I usually come to you on Monday. The reason that is because simply a bunch of bullshit happened yesterday, and I couldn't get to you. And I was kind of hoping that with the bullshit, with all the bullshit that was going on yesterday, maybe a story or two can break, because this has been a painfully slow news week. Painfully slow. What does, I just read something from Pitchfork here. Is it Pitchfork? Yeah. Radiohead's Johnny Greenwood announced his debut U.S. performance of There Will Be Blood live score. So he scored a movie, and he's gonna play the movie score live. That's kind of, I mean, is he gonna play the movie too? Shit. My God, this is why I don't go to Pitchfork. I can't go to a website that when I click on the site, when I'm about to read the article, some fucking pop-up ad comes in my face inviting me to order a Big Mac. Alright? Now, it's not to say that Ain't Quiet doesn't have a Big Mac ad up in the corner, which they don't now. It's something else now. But, I mean, I don't get... Pitchfork. Usually I'm trying to steal the news from you and report it myself. Don't fucking shove your pop-up ad in my face. You guys don't make enough money? You guys are like the hip fucking thing. Radiohead's Johnny Greenwood has announced the first U.S. performance of his 2007 score to Paul Thomas Anderson's There Will Be Blood. They will take place September 19th and 20th at the United Palace Theater in Manhattan. Wow, look at me. Should I go check that out? The performances will accompany screenings of the film. Okay, cool. There we go. So whatever boring movie that this guy scored, they're going to show it while he plays the music for it to you. I can't imagine that. Greenwood will play one of the... I can't pronounce that. Owns Martinet at each show, accompanied by the Wordless Music Orchestra and conductor Ryan McAdams, not to be confused with Ryan Adams. I added that part myself. According to the press release, the historic United Palace Theater boasts their second largest movie screen in all of New York City. What's the first? And where the fuck is the United Palace Theater? Because last I checked, that shit is not simple to get to. I'll look it up. And Pitchfork always ready for you. They have the There Will Be Blood movie trailer. Because since it came out in 2007, you may have missed the trailer for the last 7 years. So there you go. Will he be playing guitar? That's all I want to know. Because all I really care about is the bands that make music with guitars to continue making music with guitars. Like, this didn't say Atoms for Peace scored a movie, because if they did, it would just be a bunch of random sounds. Bunch of fucking random noises. I can't even do it. I can't even do it bad enough to imitate what they do. And, last night the Foo Fighters came out at, this is not on Any Quiet yet, because nobody's in DC. But last night the Foo Fighters came out in Washington, D.C. at the 930 Club. And they played a 17-song set. Just surprising mofos. Again, I'm not even going to mention this website, but I clicked on another website, and I got another fucking pop-up ad. And I gotta tell you, this is not... There are ways to make money. I mean, it doesn't have to be like this. Remember MySpace? Remember MySpace was filled with ads? And then Facebook came out, and it didn't have any ads? Now Facebook does have a couple of ads. But dude, come on. Next thing you know, it's gonna have my credit card charged $20 worth of Big Macs. Okay, where is the set list? Times like these, White Limo, My Hero, Learn to Fly, Rope, Arleandria? I don't fucking know. Generator, These Days, Cold Day in the Sun, Monkey Wrench, Best of You, This Is a Call, All My Life. The Encore is Aurora, Dear Rosemary, Skin and Bones, Everlong. I'm glad they play This Is a Call. That's like my favorite Foo Fighters song. I was telling this to somebody who's in a position of power the other day. May or may not be in an employment place. I was telling him that when Dave Grohl was up giving his speech at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction, he was really just feeling out the room, just giving the room a nice feel to see what it's going to feel like when the Foo Fighters get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Because all you people, everyone cries travesty about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Oh, everyone will be quick to tell you what bands aren't in. But there are a bunch of mediocre bands that are in. And the Foo Fighters fit that mold. The Foo Fighters are perfect for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. They're safe, commercial, Bud Light, corporate America rock. That's what they're there for. So, I mean, here's hoping Dave Grohl gets a project coming up soon where he has to drum. Although, in expanding my... Oh, I get it, because Dave Grohl's from D.C. Ah, okay. That makes sense. That makes a little bit of sense. He had the whole band there? Taylor Hawkins was there, too? Can't wait till Dave Grohl drums again. Yeah, I'm trying to not hate the Foo Fighters as much as I did. I still don't want to listen to their music. I still find it boring and puts me to sleep, and I don't know what the difference between which song is which, and I think Dave Grohl's a much better drummer than he is guitar player, but I'm not going to let that stand in the way. He's a cool dude. Like, he's funny. I don't want to not enjoy him. I just don't want him to sing to me. Just don't sing and don't try to play guitar. And in the Headlines powered by Annie Quiet. Last one here is this week in musical guests. Saturday Night Live is going to have the Black Keys. Tonight's Tuesday, so you get Foster the People on Letterman, you get Coldplay on Fallon, you get Kid Ink with Travis Barker on Kimmel, you get Black Label Society on Seth Meyers, and you get Ziggy Marley on Arsenio. Busy night. Tomorrow you get the Wigs on David Letterman, you get Sarah McLachlan on Jimmy Fallon, you get Pharrell, who's doing back-to-back nights on Wednesday and Thursday at Jimmy Kimmel. You've got the 1975 on Seth Meyers. And that's that. And on Thursday, Pharrell on Kimmel. Rodrigo y Gabriela is on Conan. You want to check out some mean guitar snagging? You go check that out. Yeah, we'll throw that in the notes for all your listening needs. So when you're navigating your television sets at night, you can check out all of that stuff, and you can see your favorite band on broadcast television. So those are the headlines powered by Anti-Quiet. And we're going to get to a few more things when we come back after this.
Hey everybody, it's Andy from the Andy Dare Show here. Just want to say that I am super proud to have the J Porks Experience be part of Dare Network. And if you want to keep my little podcast network completely free, all you got to do is go to theandydareshow.com, look on the right-hand side of the page, and you'll click on the Amazon banners for all your Amazon needs, and you'll tip your cap to the J Porks Experience and all the fine broadcasting here on Dare Network. Also, be sure to follow Jay on Twitter at JPorks, Instagram at JPorks, and jporks.blogspot.com. Thank you so much for listening, and back to the J Porks Experience.
And we're back. There we go. I hit record and nothing was happening. Freaked me out for a second. I'm going to get to this really fast before I get into some non-music stuff. Trent Reznor says cowardly bands more concerned about hip blogs than artistic integrity. And he chose to tell us this by talking to a hip blog. You know, one of those blogs with the pop-up ads. That's what's reporting this. But Trent Reznor says, quote, "When you see a lot more excitement generated from the dance tent," he said, "I don't think a staleness has permeated rock music." He continued, "I get the sense that a lot of bands today are designing themselves to get a good review in the hip blogs, and that is probably the safest and most cowardly thing you can do as an artist. If you have something to say, then say it. Express yourself. Break the rules." That's cool, and I'll tell you why there's more excitement generated from the dance tent. Drugs. People are junkies. See, here's the thing. There's like this thing in America where one decade it's cool to take drugs, the next decade you're a junkie. Then it's cool, it's hip again to take drugs, and the next decade you're a junkie. I guess it's cool to take drugs again, right now. Or it might have been cool pre-2010, and now it's not cool anymore. I don't know. But the reason people flock to dance tents is because of Molly. It's because these people have sniffed so much Percocet, and it's gone to their brain that they find that this EDM music is good. And Trent Reznor, the guy who makes music that sounds like random machines in a hollow factory, has got some balls complaining about the dance tent. You started the dance tent. This is your thing. I don't know if he started it, but you know what I mean. How many times can you reinvent your band? More excitement out of the dance tent. Maybe if you didn't change your lineup once a week, maybe there'd be some excitement for you. Maybe there'd be some excitement for you if you weren't such a fucking dickhead. So this was an interview with the Daily Record, and I will share it with you. I won't share the pretentious website I'm reading it off of right now. Yeah, Trent Reznor. Bands are doing what hip blogs want them to do. Says to a hip blog. Okay. Mother's Day is coming up this weekend. Now, this has no bearing on me because I'm not a family guy. And I still got a couple more weeks of unemployment left, so for the sake of argument, I'm still unemployed. But if I had a job, if I was waiting tables right now, I would be doing push-ups, getting ready for Sunday, because Sunday, Mother's Day, is the biggest restaurant day of the year, and way surpasses Father's. People don't even give a fuck about Father's Day anymore. You get Mother's Day, you get candy, you get busy restaurants. Father's Day, it's like Prostate Cancer Awareness Day. So if I was working on Mother's Day, it would be a long fucking day that I'm not looking forward to. But at least I get to count my chips, as they say. If I had a job, listen, I'm gonna enjoy these last couple weeks of unemployment. I'm gonna sit at home, and I'm gonna enjoy when I get that text and that money is in my bank account every week. I paid taxes for that. I worked for 5 years on the other side of fucking Staten Island, only to get fired to earn that shit. So now I'm collecting. And if they want me to go get a job, I will go get a job when the 26 weeks are up. Why would I get a job before the 26 weeks are up? It's free money. Why would I do that? But if I was employed, let's say if for a second. Let's just say I was employed and I was this funny waiter, like I have been in the past, and I was just a delight to everybody. Let's just say, theoretically speaking, some table asked me what my real job was. That's a way to hurt someone's feelings. Oh, you're so great at this. What's your real job? Well, this is my real job. The $3 an hour is my real job. Was my real job. Theoretically speaking, can be my real job. And they found the. Speaking of Christians telling me that they hate me, they found the new Bible in I love this shit. I know dick about religion, but I know a lot about annoying people. And the Bible they found in Turkey, that's 1,500 years old, and that claims that Jesus Christ wasn't crucified, is a fun little fact to dump on people. Your religion is a lie. No, but it says Judas was crucified. Wouldn't that make sense? I mean, isn't Judas the backstabber? I don't really know. The only thing I know about Jesus is what I learned from South Park and Family Guy and higherperspective.com here and my Facebook news feed. But speaking of being the waiter, the thing I used to do and the thing I will be doing soon again, more restaurants are banning tips. This is Huffington Post. And the Huffington Post says, while the U.S. federal minimum wage is $7.25 an hour, waitstaff can legally be paid as little as $2.13 an hour in some places. In New York, one of the most expensive U.S. cities, salaries for waiters start at $5 per hour. Let me stop you there, Huffington Post. Let me stop you there, Adriana Huffington, or whatever the fuck your name is. Let me stop you. $5 an hour? No. Right now, I know if I was working, I would be getting paid $3 an hour. The place I used to work was $5 an hour before taxes. So they would, quote unquote, pay me $5 an hour. And then after they would tax my tips and all that shit, I would end up getting, and I did the math, roughly $1.80 an hour. But this article talks about how uh, we don't want waiters and waitresses to be at the mercy of a guest's random calculation based on unpredictable factors. There's no unpredictable factors. Here's what you do. Don't be a dick. Be nice to the fucking people. Here's the thing. When I was waiting on tables, this is what I was minus the F-bombs. I was this delightful fucking guy. And that's how people don't realize that they're eating the wrong food. If you say someone orders penny vodka, and you give them fettuccine alfredo, and you just say to them, a cowboy rides into town on Friday, stays 3 days, and leaves on Friday. How did he do it? And then you walk away? They totally forgot that they ordered penny vodka. Trust me. Come back for the bill. What? What was that you told me again? It's a cowboy rides into town on Friday, stays 3 days, and leaves on Friday. How did he do it? And that's your homework this week, boys and girls. Figure that one out. Don't Google it. Come on, it's easy. Think about it. It's a simple freaking thing. And for the bonus question, if I can paint a house in 5 hours and you can paint a house in 2 hours, how long does it take us to paint it together? And I will send you a free t-shirt if you can tell me where these two riddles are, what movie these two riddles are from. Boom. So yeah, you don't, like, I've run into people who say, how can you serve when you did it? How did you do it? How did I not do it? I've got you at my mercy for like 40 minutes. You know how much fun that is? You should do stand-up. You know what? I've said it before. Good comedians in New York, they're at 42nd Street. They're at Times Square handing out those flyers. And hey, you want to go see a comedy show? You want to go see a comedy show? You want to go see a comedy show? I'm a different kind of funny. I'm a guy who knows I'm funny, and if you don't think I'm funny, I think you're an idiot. Speaking of which, I just ordered my, I hope my Hank Moody God Hates Us All t-shirt arrives today. That would be fucking awesome. Speaking of TV show, I'm a couple of weeks, I mean, forever, I tell you that I hate TV, but I've had a couple of weeks of actually having some shows that I like that are on. The aforementioned Californication, you know, with the Whiskey, Weed, and Warren Zevon, you know that I'm obsessed with that show. I'm obsessed with any show that involves a writer and funny situations, hence why I watch Castle as well. But Veep is on, the show with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, where she plays the vice president, which is fucking awesome, because it's like Elaine Bennis is the vice president of the United States. We've also got, you know what we got? And if you haven't seen this yet, you need to see it. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver, the best new show on TV. It is the best show on TV right now. 2 episodes in, it is amazing. That guy is hilarious. I remember he was on Community, he played some substitute teacher or something. And I know he's from The Daily Show. I know he hosted The Daily Show. Jon Stewart. So check this. So we got Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. He's on HBO now. That's HBO, 11 o'clock on Sundays. Following your Game of Thrones or whatever's on. And then followed by Veep, I think, or Veep's before it. I don't know. And you've got Colbert. Stephen Colbert's taking over Letterman, which is a very, very wise move by CBS. So I read a quote that says, Colbert's move to Letterman proves that Jon Stewart's the real kingmaker. Or something like that, because everyone on Jon Stewart's show becomes famous. Steve Carell, all these guys. Fun fact about Jon Stewart, his name is John Leibowitz. I know that because a funeral director that I was talking to one time when I think it was my grandmother or my grandfather, I don't know, he or she died. It was a rough year. And whatever. We went to the funeral home. We're talking to this guy, and he, trying to lighten the mood. He starts talking about John Leibowitz. Like, who the fuck is that? And he says, John Stewart. I went to high school with him. Oh, you did? Cool. Can you bury my family member now? And do we get a discount? So last week tonight with John Oliver, you need to check that out. And don't ignore it, but don't mind that he's going to go 12 minutes on the death penalty. It's okay, because after that, you get a video of tiny hamsters eating tiny burritos, and it is very cute. I'm going to link you up to that video. I'll link you up to the John Oliver fucking death penalty thing, and then I'll link you up to the hamsters eating burritos. Tiny hamsters eating tiny burritos. So back to this, sorry, I'm still at this Huffington Post thing with the tips. I've still got this open. It's like, the restaurant's like, we want them to be able to pay their bills. So then why are you hiding 18% or whatever your tip is? I get what they're doing. This restaurant is not, oh, nobody's getting tips and you're getting $5 an hour. It's not like that. I get it. They're somehow fitting the gratuity into the bit. They're hiding it in there somewhere, like, adding $1 to everything or something like that. I don't want the percentage that the house wants to give me. I want the percentage that the customer is going to give me. Because if I'm dealing with some real deal Obama-hating Republicans, chances are they got dough. And if I can go in there and talk about how I hate Obama and I hate Jewish people, they'll leave me a good tip. Even though I'm Hebrew, the thing about being a waiter is when I was a waiter, I still got a couple more weeks taken off, but when I was a waiter, and these people say, what do you think? That's the stupidest question to ask somebody who you're going to be tipping later on. What do you think about this? Here's what I think. Whatever you think is what I think. Because you need to give me money by the end of this meal. Why are you so happy? Because this ends with me getting money. Why are people so dumb? Doesn't this come with a salad? No, you didn't order the salad. You opted for pasta. Oh, okay. You're okay with that? You didn't want the salad? So you were just trying to see what free stuff you can get? Boy, oh boy. So anyway, take your mom out for Mother's Day. And remember when you're doing the math, trying to figure out that gratuity for the waiter, remember that the waiter probably has several drug addictions. And he needs to support them. Just take into account your waiter is probably a substance abuser. And you need to support him. If you see him every week, 20 or it didn't happen. 20 or it did not happen. And people listen to me like, Jay, you're a fucking dick. How much money do you want to make? Like, doesn't matter. 20 or it didn't happen because cigarettes are costing me $13 fucking a pack. $20 or it didn't happen because most of the people I serve live in houses that are slightly over $1 million in wealth and cost. 20 or it didn't happen because I had to hang up your 30-pound fur coat. 20 or it didn't happen because you got the kitchen pissed off at me because you said you wanted your dressing on the side when I brought the salad over. That's the biggest mind fuck in the world. Why, when I'm holding the pen and pad in my hand, do you neglect to tell me that you want the dressing on the side? And then, when I bring out the salad, with like a teaspoon of dressing on it, oh no, I wanted it on the side. You know what you should have did? You should have ate at home if you wanted things done the way you wanted them done perfectly. It's like in the movie Waiting, when the lady says to Ryan Reynolds' character, Monty, when she says, the food was terrible the last 4 times we came here. You came back 4 times? And it was terrible all 4 times, and you're still here? Why? Don't you people have any self-respect? I'm not the kind of guy who complains in restaurants. I don't even complain at stores, at businesses. Let's just say, for example, I was at this store, Graph City, in the mall a couple of weeks ago. I went in there because it looked like a graffiti store because it was called Graph City and it had spray paint on the sign. Turns out it's a lie. It's just graphic T-shirts. Smooth. So the lady's telling me that these shirts are 2 for $30 or whatever. Okay, cool. So I pick out the two. I go to the counter. She says $46. Thought they were 2 for $30. No, the ones I was pointing to above that were 2 for $30. Okay, no problem. I'll pay you. Here's your $46, and you'll never see me again because you have no idea how to conduct business. If I have a burger at a place I don't like, I don't send it back. I don't come back. I don't complain. I don't undertip. I just don't come back. You lose my business. That's it. You just lose my business. The people sit there and complain like that's gonna matter. I'm only gonna make your life fucking worse. Complain to me. Complain to me, and you will not see me again. I'm at a point where when I'm waiting on tables, when I was able to do that before I was on unemployment, if the people come in, I can make money. I don't need you to have a big bill. If your bill's $20, I can make you leave me 10. That's how good I am. And it's not about spinning plates on your hand, bringing out 12 at one time. It's not even about getting shit right. Just be fucking happy. Be delightful. I'm telling you guys. You don't have to know how to be a waiter. You just have to not be afraid of people. And this is coming from guy with social anxiety disorder times a million. But you know what? That's why they make drugs. And you take these drugs and you go to the table and you fucking deal for 5 hours. Then you go home. So on Mother's Day, remember, your waiter is neglecting to give his mother a Mother's Day present until he gets your tip. So stop fucking around. And call the restaurant and make a reservation. Oh, god damn it. If you try to walk in, if you have your whole family, 8 to 10 people, and you think you're walking in unexpected to a restaurant, you're getting a table, you are fucking crazy. It is Mother's Day. It is the biggest restaurant day of the year. Call the restaurant, see what's up. Ask when the other reservations are. Don't pick a time. Ask what the best time is. Don't be a dick. Alright. So before I get up out of here, fuck the Huffington Post. Fuck this banning tips crap. Some patrons withhold tips because they feel the servers were not sufficiently cheerful. Example, I don't like her smile. See, that would never happen with me. I leave the table, and the guys are like, oh, I wish this guy was banging my daughter. Like, I swear to God, I'm the fucking most delightful guy in the world. If I worked at a restaurant that had no tips, I'd have to get out of this business. If I was in this business currently. If I wasn't taking my 26-week sabbatical. I'd rather just go work for minimum wage. I'd rather work for minimum wage and not have to do the job good and still get paid. Damn. Anyway, here's a list of websites you need to go to help keep me in business before I get out of here. The headlines, as always, are powered by AnnieQuiet. AnnieQuiet is your source for quality. All things quality. It's quality, not quantity. And you can get that. And you could also go to hangthedj.com, Christina Rocks, Time Warp on the weekends, 89xradio.com. It's not on the weekends, it's just on Sunday. I always say the weekends. 8 to noon. Old school alternative. They call it the Time Warp. Go to theandydeershow.com. click the ads on the side. Amazon ads, you gotta buy stuff anyway. Check out Tyler Kale's show. Check out the Andy Deer show. Check out Smooth Operators with Tyler and Andy. And of course, the J Porks Experience. You are now rocking with the J Porks Experience. You know, some shit like that. And concertconfessions.com. That's your source for all your live music, news and reviews for fans by fans. Get at us. Join our family. Show reviews written by folks like you, not chumps like them. So head over there, click those Amazon ads, help us out. Because here's what. See, I'll tell you to click the Amazon ads rather than put a pop-up ad in your face and make you never visit my website again. Same thing with the stores and the businesses that I don't like that they do business and I never go back. If I go to your website and you have a pop-up ad in my face, I will 86 you from my life. I will never see you again. I'm never opening up your page. I don't give a fuck what news you have. I don't care if you got news that Kurt Cobain is alive. I'm not opening up your fucking site. So to end on a happy note. Guys. Take care of your moms. Let me know where those... Remember, it's a cowboy rides in town on Friday, stays 3 days and leaves on Friday. How does he do it? And if I could paint a house in 5 hours and you could paint a house in 2, how long does it take us to paint them together? And where am I getting these 2 questions from? Win yourself a free J Porks Experience t-shirt, which only come in an extra large, by the way, if you can hit me up with the answers to those questions by the next recording of the podcast. Until then, folks, whiskey, weed, and Warren Zevon. Late.
This has been the J Porks Experience. Thank you so much for listening.